Hey, what's up my friends? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're making wonton soup. And by doing that, we're gonna start from scratch by making homemade wontons. For those of you who haven't heard of wonton, you probably heard of dumplings. And what differentiates wontons from other dumplings is the thin wrap. Most dumplings are usually served with a thicker wrap, and wontons with a thinner wrap. And a little background for that, perhaps one of the most endearing dishes in Chinese cuisine is wonton soup. It's well known and loved by many, and there have been many variations depending where in Asia you go. The characteristics of wontons include a thin flour wrapping that becomes slightly translucent after cooking, and are stuffed mainly with some shrimp, pork, shallots, and ginger. The wontons are typically served in a piping hot bowl of soup and served standalone or coordinating with noodles. In Cantonese, wonton roughly translates to clouds, as the wontons look like clouds floating in the soup. A fun fact about wontons is it has different names throughout different areas of China. Say, for example, if you're in northern part of China like Beijing, people call it wonton. And if you're in Sichuan, you're in the south west of China, people call it chaoshou. And in Anhui province, people call it baofu because it looks like a little package. And in Fujian, you even call it bianshi. So don't get confused if people are referencing in a different names. Okay, let's get started on the ingredients. For the wonton wrappers, I didn't make it on my own. I bought it from the supermarket. For the wonton stuffing, I used shiitake mushroom with ground pork and some of the shrimp. And for the vegetable part, I added wood ear, I added a little scallions. For seasoning the stuffing, I used oyster sauce, soy sauce, and some salt and pepper and white pepper powder, garlic powder. And if you have a recipe for dumpling stuffing, you can leverage that at all, because and the very first step is definitely do some pep talk with your ground pork and your shrimp, because it's gonna be a long journey. Cutting your shrimp into little pieces. And then adding the shrimp to your ground pork. No one is left behind. We're a team, and this started to sound like a horror movie. Slice and dice your mushroom, and make them into little cubes. And this is when you don't have any machines, and all you have is a good chef knife. And of course, if you're like me, you have a food processor, you have a juicer. Just throw all of your mushrooms in the processor. And instead of clogging your machine like what I did, you might want to consider process them in batches. And somehow to me, the food processing sound is just very soothing and satisfying. And after adding your processed mushroom to the ground pork shrimp mix, You can also cut some scallions and add them all into this mixing bowl. And also crack an egg in this. When you stir the stuffing, try to stir in one direction. In Chinese saying, this is called getting the stuffing some muscle, to make it more tasty, of course. We added 2 teaspoons of oyster sauce. Adding about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. And we add about 1 tablespoon of cooking wine. Adding about 2 teaspoons of ginger powder and also 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. Also 2 teaspoons of white pepper powder. And keep stirring and stirring till your stuffings have abs. Okay, now the classic, showing you the workstation. We got stuffing set up, we got some water, some flour, and all the trays ready to go. To avoid your wontons to get all sticky, you might want it to put some dry flour. Alright, the exciting part. Step 1. Place a wonton wrapper on your hand. Place a teaspoon of filling in the center of the wrapper. Start with a smaller amount, different than mine. That's probably overfilled it. Use your finger to scooch them all in and fold the wrapper in half to create a rectangular shape. The portion where the sides meet, using chopsticks or your finger, pinch to close and seal. Use the water as your glue. And here is your cute little wonton, like a little cloud. Place the finished wonton on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. That's probably too fast. Let's say it again. Place a wrapper on your hand and put a teaspoon of filling in the middle of the wrapper. That's probably still too generous. And then fold them in half. Overlay the wrappers. Create this rectangular. Wet your edges using water. And then pinch and seal. Again, it's another beautiful little wonton. Keep repeating the steps and you will get this. A tray of beautifully wrapped wonton. They all look so cute with a little hood on. And you can stop here and maybe freeze your wonton for later use. And in this case, I'm starting to make a classic wonton soup. You boil some water and you put the dried shrimp and some dried seaweed in your soup base. That's a classic way. After the water is boiled, you can put the wonton one by one, and it started to look like a public swimming pool. and the wontons just getting super excited to jump in the pool. And you kind of got emotionally attached to them. It's hard, it's challenging, knowing that you're gonna enjoy them and basically eat them. And definitely stir them around. And as you can see, some of the wrappers is already turning translucent, and you can tell how thin they are. And about 2 minutes before you think everything is cooked, you can add some vegetables like bok choy in this case. You don't want to get your vegetable too soggy, so definitely control your time. Adding a little soy sauce. And for the icing on the top, you sprinkle some scallions and Thai chili pepper. And don't forget white sesame seeds. And our sesame oil. Alright everyone, thank you for watching today's video, and leave comment below and let me know which way is your favorite way of cooking wonton, and subscribe me for more videos like this, turn on the notification button, and we'll see you in next video.